What's up, guys? Kevin here from thesportsgeek.com, and in this video I'm going to go over my DraftKings PGA picks for the Honda Classic for 2017. I've got Fantasy Labs pulled up on my computer here. I've got the Sports Geek model up, and I've got four players we're going to take a look at. I'll just get right into the picks this week. I will say first that when I'm making my picks, when I'm doing my research, I do look at a lot of the different stats in Fantasy Labs and on PGAtour.com and all kinds of different places. But when I'm doing these videos, I like to just talk about course history and recent form to make it a little bit easier, a little bit quicker, so the videos don't run on too long. So I have done my research on these players. I like them for other reasons besides just their course history and their recent form, but that's mostly what we're going to be talking about. So number one, first golfer here, Tyrell Hatton, 8,500. Second golfer here, Jonathan Vegas, 7,100. Charles Howell III, 7,800, and Gary Woodland, 8,300. I think Hatton, Howell, and Woodland make good GPP and cash plays. Vegas, I'd probably leave out of my cash lineup if I were to do one. He's more of a GPP play. So let's get right into looking at their player cards. Tyrell Hatton hasn't played here before, no course history, but it doesn't really worry me too much just because of how good of golf he's playing lately. If you look at his recent game log here, you can see that he won the Alfred Dunhill Links Championship in October, and then he's finished 9th, 23rd, 10th, 25th, 2nd, 13th, and 3rd since that. So those were all on the European Tour, but a lot of those tournaments were against some tough competition. So he's playing really good golf right now. He's a really good player. We saw him a bit on the PGA Tour last year. Just looking back, he finished 5th in the British Open, or the Open Championship, 10th at the PGA Championship, 17th at the Travelers, before missing a couple cuts and then getting back into form. So he's been playing really well lately, 8,500. He's going to be pretty highly owned, it looks like, projected to be around 20 to 25%. But I think he's a good play for GPPs and cash. Next up, Jonathan Vegas, 7,100. He's played at this tournament 4 times. One pretty solid finish, finishing 12th in 2014. Made the cut 3 out of the 4 times. Did miss the cut in his last time here in 2015. But he's playing a lot better golf more recently. He won in Canada this past summer. And then over his last 7 or so, or it looks like 6 tournaments, he's finished 10th, 9th, 30th, 34th, 28th, and then 15th last week at the Genesis Open. So this course might not be his ideal course layout, but I do think he could play well. And at 7,100 and low ownership, I think he makes for a good GPP play. Next up, Charles Howell III, 7,800. Pretty good course history looking back at his last 7 times here: 26th, 10th, 26th, 29th, 55th, 44th, and a missed cut in his most recent appearance. So overall, pretty good course history, and his recent form is one of the best in the field here. If you look at it since the Shriners Hospital for Children Open in November, he finished 15th there, then went on to finish 7th, 13th, 8th, 12th, 2nd, and 15th. So he's been inside the top 15 in his last 7 tournaments. So he's playing great golf, and he's still way too cheap, 7,800. I think he should be closer to 9K, I'd say. I'd guess more like 8,800 coming into this event. But he's down at 7,800, so I think he makes a great play. And then my last play is Gary Woodland, 8,300. Again, a guy that I think is a little underpriced. I would have him a little higher if I was setting the prices. Great golfer and playing pretty well. Look at his course history first. Missed cut in 2009, then came back with a 6th place finish, 68th and 61st. So no amazing course history for Woodland, but not too bad with a 6th place finish and 3 straight made cuts here. And then if you look at his recent form, besides a little hiccup here at the Phoenix Open where he barely missed the cut, shooting 272s on Thursday and Friday, he had a 5th place finish at the Pebble Beach, 20th at the Farmers Insurance, 6th at the Sony Open, 2nd at the OHL Classic. So he's in great form. I'd kind of ignore this missed cut here. Besides that, he's finished in the top 6 in 3 of his 5 tournaments overall. So great form for Gary Woodland. Decent course history, just a great player overall, good ball striker. And I think 8,300 in this field's a little too cheap for him. So I think all these guys are a little underpriced. I like them both for, besides Vegas, I like them all for cash and GPPs. Vegas is more just a cash play for me at 7,100. I wouldn't be I wouldn't be too against playing him in cash, but I think there might be better options. Building maybe a lineup with guys 7,500 and above or something like that. So there's not too many cheap guys I love this week. I'm going to be looking at a lot of golfers in the 7 to 8K range, and then maybe try to fit in one of the higher priced golfers this week. So there's lots of different ways to build lineups. Lots of great golfers in this field, even though we don't have a lot of the top 10 ranked golfers. There's still a lot of good golfers, and I think a lot of guys still underpriced. So I think it should be an interesting week at DraftKings, and hopefully a profitable one for us. So good luck with your Honda Classic picks and lineups this week. And if you enjoy these videos, make sure you hit that like button, and hopefully you win some money. Cheers.